In color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord, Elizabeth Walker as Carolyn Russell, Percy Rodriguez as Harry Miles, and also starring Barbara Rush as Marcia Russell.
For more than half his life, Dr. Harry Miles has been a black man in a white world, holding firm to his identity, holding firm to his deep personal pride, and savoring those moments alone with his family, those moments behind the closed door of his own home. Tonight, Dr. Miles' home has been invaded by a subtle and complex and destructive force, the force of rumor.
Well, Mr. Russell and I had our man-to-man talk.
Oh, Harry.
From what I've heard, your son Lou is a fine boy. Under different circumstances, I can't think of anyone I'd rather Carolyn to be friendly with.
Is that what he said?
And a real credit to his race.
He said that too, huh?
Well, he started to. All I did was finish it for him. Well, I wanted to go back a few years and just ram my fist down his throat.
Oh, Harry! If that would solve anything,
No, that's all I need. Assault.
When I think of that, man, imagine trying to hurt Lou like that.
Should have seen the look on their faces when I left. All of them. Waitress, bartender. I'd almost begun to forget it. Maybe somebody at the hospital who didn't expect me, or a stranger passing through town. But...
I know.
Lou in his room?
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna tell him what happened?
Yeah, I better. Why didn't I have Russell meet me here, huh? Oh, no. I had to fall right into it. Now, tomorrow morning, it'll be all over Peyton Place. Oh, Fred Russell told off that Harry Miles and about you-know-what.
Hey. Black is beautiful.
Hey, Dad. Hi. Hey, let me kill the music.
Hey, that sounds good.
What's happening?
Oh, not much. Except that I had a little talk with Carolyn's father.
Oh, well, good. Then you set him straight.
Some people don't want to be set straight, you know that.
Yeah, well, I've known Carolyn Russell since she wore pigtails.
And you wore braces on your teeth, but she doesn't wear pigtails anymore, and you don't wear braces.
Yeah, but I didn't ask to work with her on this project. I mean, we had to pick numbers. You know, he's got to know that.
I don't think he wants to know.
Well, maybe I should tell him.
Lou, do you want to drop this project?
Well, now, I didn't want to get into it in the first place, Dad.
I know that, but do you want to drop it?
Do you want me to?
No.
Well, okay. Okay, but I'll tell you this. I'll work with them, and I'll study with them, but that's all. That's it.
Oh, now, Lou.
No, I know what you're going to say. We could be friends, right? You'll throw the good Dr. Rossi at me. Yeah, well, a couple of days ago, I would have said that Jeff Kramer was cool, that he was with me. Yeah, he was with me, all right down to the crunch.
Come on, Lou, one boy.
Yeah, well, it's gonna take some doing to make me think that that's not where they're all at.
You're wrong, son. No, you're wrong, but I'm not gonna argue the point with you, not now. I want to say one thing. No matter what, your mother and I are with you and behind you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And that's everything. All the way. Here, New York.
Yes, sir.
Don't ever forget it.
No, sir, I won't.
We love you, Lou.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Rita, what are you doing with those boxes? They're the ones with new tachometers.
Oh, they're empty. I stacked them on all those shelves that you built so people could see them.
You got your nerve, woman.
You should be grateful. It's a lot less messy. Hi, Betty.
Hello.
Hi, Betty.
Guess you thought I'd never make it, did you?
Not this early.
How's Boston?
It's foggy and cold. You know, Rod had to get up at the crack of dawn to make it for his first class on time. I mean, they still haven't turned on the gas, so there's no hot water, and that place is absolutely freezing.
Sounds like you're really roughing it.
Yes, but I love every minute of it. That's it.
That's it.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, thanks for the boxes.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Who is it? Oh, come on in.
Are you feeling okay?
Just like you'd expect. Why?
Oh, no reason. No reason.
What's on your mind, Lou?
My folks.
Oh.
You know, they've really got something going for them. They worked hard to get to where they are. People respect them.
And so?
Well, I'm blowing it for them.
Why don't you try staying away from that white chick?
Hey, there's nothing happening.
Then that makes it easier to stay away.
There's nothing happening. It's cool. It's just that her father got uptight.
Oh, well, that's his problem.
Yeah, well, he laid it on my dad.
Then why don't me and you just go off and get married? And then everybody will know where Lou's at. Vickie doesn't like her Lou straying off.
I still need my parents okay.
With this squeeze on them, you'll have no trouble getting there okay.
If we go out of state and get married, I won't need it at all.
Oh, that's groovy. Yeah.
And we stay out.
Wait, what?
We stay out.
We stay where?
Wherever I can make it.
With what?
With you.
Oh, no, that's with who? I mean with what? I mean, what are you gonna do, shovel dirt?
Well, I can.
Oh, anyone can. Hey, Lou, you're not just anyone. You're the only cat I know who's got something going for him. And you know what? I'm really starting to dig you.
Knock it off.
No, I mean it.
Cut it, will you?
I really mean it. And you know your parents? Your mother's a real person. Your father is like...
Well, then that's why we've got to split.
But stay, Lou. I mean, just give me a chance. If you could just get to know me. Maybe I'm not going to be so bad for all of you after all.
You won't go?
No.
Okay. Okay, but I've got to do something to protect my folks.
What are you gonna do? Lou?
Well, Dr. Miles.
Miss Choate, I received a telephone call at home in reference to our patient, Mrs. Davis. Now, I was told she changed her mind about the operation.
That's right, Dr. Miles.
The day of surgery?
Yes.
Any reason, any explanation why?
No, none that I know of. She just phoned her regular doctor, and he relayed the message.
I can check on it for you if you
No,
like.
no, thank you, Miss Choate.
Miss Choate, phone on line 2.
Come here.
Miss Choate, phone on line 2.
Disturbing you?
No, no, come on in.
It's about Mrs. Davis.
Canceled their operation, huh?
Oh, then you know.
Yeah, I found out last night, actually around the witching hour, which is appropriate for Mrs. Davis.
And Dr. Schaefer, does he know you were supposed to assist?
Miss Choate notified him.
The anesthetist?
I told her.
Okay, just wanted to check, make sure nobody was left standing around. See you, Mike.
Harry? Wait a minute. What's the matter?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, all of us have a wall that we like to put up when things get down to the nitty-gritty.
Are we getting that far?
I think so.
Come on, Mike. I've never had any wall up with you.
Well, I know that.
You just have to understand I have a certain instinct.
An instinct? Or a certain mistrust?
No, I didn't say that.
No, you didn't. Come on in. Come on in. When was the last time you saw Mrs. Davis?
Yesterday, 6 o'clock. It was just before I left. She seemed calm. Well, reasonably calm.
You mean for Mrs. Davis?
We talked a few minutes. I told her I'd see her today. Maybe I'm just a little curious about what happened between the time I left her and the time you found out the operation was off.
Well, come on, Harry. Nothing happened. She just changed her mind, that's all. If I was asked to give a professional guess, I would say that she had preoperative nerves. You know, she has a very long record of neurotic behavior.
Yeah, I know all that.
Well, Dr. Browning had to talk to her for weeks to convince her that she needed corrective surgery. And he's been working on his own bedside manner for over 40 years, 15 of them with Mrs. Davis.
And you think that's all there was to it, huh?
Well,
The day's activities came to a close. She was alone, got to thinking, worked herself into a state.
well, I'm sure it was something like that. After all, the patient still has the last word when it comes to her own surgery, doesn't she?
Of course, Mike. But if we're going to be frank about it, I can't see this as a simple case of cold feet.
Harry.
Now, does she reject the idea of surgery, period, or reject surgery performed by me?
By a black doctor.
Whose family's a target for...
Go on.
Never put your business in the street, Mike.
In the street? What do you mean? Is this the street? Wait, look, your patient...
Not my
your
patient.
patient, Mrs. Davis, decided against surgery. Now, Dr. Browning is talking to her and trying to convince her to go to Boston.
And she's coming round.
Well, maybe.
I see.
No, I don't think you do see, Harry. I mean, what's all this about your family being a target? For what? For whom?
Why, did I say that?
Yes, you said that. A target. I mean, when your wall slipped down for a moment there. What target?
All right. Your fiancée's daughter?
Carolyn?
Her father tried to give me a rough time. You know, I think he's the kind of man that's capable of taking this lie about Carolyn and Lou and working on it until it's all over town.
Or all over the hospital.
Or all over the hospital.
There's no record of Fred Russell coming to the hospital last night. I know. I checked the registry myself. The only one that saw Mrs. Davis after 6 o'clock at all was her therapist.
Who?
Chuck Atwell.
Well, we both have a lot to do, Mike. I'll see you.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Harry. Please, don't go out there and do something you'll be sorry for later. Please, think. I mean, there's no indication of any misconduct on the part of anyone. That's a very serious charge. Now, come on, will you? Drop it. I mean, as a friend, drop it.
As a professional man with maybe a little too much pride, I'll throw that right back at you. Would you drop it? Chuck, I'd like to speak to you for a minute.
Sure, Doctor. All right, we'll keep it up for just a minute, right? Yeah, okay. What can I do for you?
It's about Mrs. Davis. Did you know her surgery was canceled?
I mean, the operation you were going to perform today?
That's the one.
No, I didn't know anything. Why, is something wrong?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
I don't follow you.
Don't you?
No, I don't.
You talked to Mrs. Davis last night.
I stopped in.
You recall what was discussed?
Nothing much. I told her she looked great, her flowers looked sick, and that's about it.
Nothing else?
No, why? Was it supposed to be something else?
Let's step out in the corridor a minute.
That's okay by me. Harold, I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure.
Is there something on your mind?
There is.
Something about me.
Perhaps. It depends what was said between you and Mrs. Davis.
I told you nothing.
Nothing that could have influenced Mrs. Davis to change her mind?
No, it's not my place to discuss operations with patients. See, I know my place.
Mm-hmm. See you, Chuck.